Drug companies are now threatening to delay the release of life-saving medications because they're just mad that they may not be able to gouge the American consumers, steal from the American consumers like they used to. The government's now able to negotiate drug prices for only 10 drugs, only 10 drugs. Medicare patients, drug companies are so upset that, gee whiz, the government is actually going to be able to negotiate. This company I have been toe-to-toe with. This is the most disgusting leadership I've ever seen, and I've handled virtually every major pharmaceutical case in the country. I mean, there's very few that I haven't handled that were the big cases. This is a Swiss company. It's Genentech, but it's Roche, okay? And if you look at the history, they are hyenas. That's the way I describe these people. Top to bottom hyenas. But they're saying here, we're going to allow women that have cervical cancer to die, and we're not going to push research because we're mad. They've upset us, right?
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm saying. Again, another awesome report from the Lever News Service here.
Great.
And so you've got Roche, Genentech, telling us that, oh, well, we've developed this amazing cancer drug for women. We could save tons of lives, but, oh, this Biden administration's making us negotiate the price of one drug.
For 10 drugs.
Yeah, across all the pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
And we don't even know, by the way, if any of them are Roche drugs.
No idea.
They released the list this week. But anyway, so Roche is saying, well, we can no longer afford to put it into testing. We're going to start delaying our drugs if you're going to make us not gouge consumers, because that's what this is. They can still, in other countries, charge 1,000% markup and still make tons of money. But here in the US, we're talking about 20,000% markups, 40,000% markups. There are some drugs, and you and I have sat here and talked about them, the markups are over 250,000% on the markups.
Well, not only that, we gave this company, the government gave this company a tax break, right?
Yeah.
And they ended up making billions, was it $10 billion, somewhere in that range? Yeah. $10 billion just in what taxpayers gave them as a break, right? On top of that, taxpayers have been involved in paying for most of the research that goes into their drugs. They pay for it at universities where all this research is done. Then the company comes in and scoops that up. Now, in this situation, this is really what they're saying. They're saying, you know what? We're going to delay the release of an effective drug for ovarian cancer. Okay? We're going to let women die of ovarian cancer. We think we have one. We think we're on to it, but we're going to delay it. And so if you take a look at this company, there's no surprises here. They've got a history. It's a terrible history. They were sued about lying and hiding serious adverse health problems. They hit them for dozens of drugs over a decade. They were sued for bilking the government for $1.5 billion on the Tamiflu case. This is who you're dealing with. By the way, we got to get a picture of this guy. He's Roche CEO. His name is Thomas Schinecker. Well, Mr. Schinecker here says that, this is good for our investors. Hell with the women who are dying of cervical cancer. That's literally what he is saying, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And over the last 10 years, this company, Roche, has spent more on stock buybacks than they have on research and development. Most research and development by drug companies is actually funded by the U.S. government, by taxpayers. It's done at the university level. It's done at the private level. But most of that money, 75% of it, comes from taxpayers.
You want to hear another part of the taxpayer story? When this company gets caught for making, and they have been, making a bad product or having to pay out money wherever it is because they've screwed up intentionally, just been derelict in their duty to make a drug safe. When they do that and they pay out these claims, those claims are tax write-offs. It comes out of taxpayers' pocket, and we allow them to do this. But this is a mobster quality organization. I mean, they're thugs. And this Schinecker, whether I don't know where he is, Swiss or whatever, they know exactly what they're doing. They're toying with women's lives because, gee whiz, we don't have enough money. Most of their money is not spent in research, it's spent on advertising. Yep. The overwhelming amount of money that a company like this spends, Roche especially, it's on advertising.
Yep.